Hello. Welcome back to another live session. Welcome back to another live session for the first session of the first trading day, Monday, 17th of August 2026. Here is my full breakdown as well as analysis, and we are beginning potentially another big trading day here for trading the market like we did past week. Even this week we might see that further more opportunity. The market trend now is very direct. Okay, so at this point, as just beginning of this week, here I am looking for an entry opportunity here in this market to see where the price action is heading. So let's quickly look at that gold chart, and also we will be looking at, as usual, dollar index. As we looked at in our previous analysis as well, dollar index had breakup structure that you can see the market has broken back below, which now coming down here with dollar index bearish move, also giving gold a possible uptrending bias here. So let's first look at, as we do our analysis based on three very important pillars of our analysis. Okay, now before I go to the full breakdown, full analysis, I would like to see that all our dedicated trader members are here ready for opening a risk managed setup. If you're here, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet, and press the notification bell so you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. Okay. Thank you. Good morning. Morning. Welcome. Okay, I see that many of you already here. So ready? Write something on the live chat so that you know that you are fully attentive, ready for any trade setup that you will be opening in this session here. So let's begin today's analysis here. Okay, first of all, we'll be doing technical analysis, and then we'll be doing fundamental analysis, and then we'll be doing sentiment analysis. Okay, so based on these three, we'll be deciding that which direction is good for us to entry, and then we'll be waiting for the price action confirmation for an entry opportunity here. Okay, so let's look at here to see that overall direction in the market. So let's look at here on this daily market structure. Okay, so from the daily market structure that you can see here in this area, that this is the daily price action where the market has started to move up of this, followed by this pullback, and you can see there is another move followed by this deeper pullback here. So that means daily trend that you can see here is currently bullish. And with this uptrending market structure, as the daily trend is up, the market is in this upside bias here from the bigger picture perspective that you can see here on the daily time frame on XAUUSD. So with a crossover of both 10 and 20 exponential moving averages, as well as after this sideways market, there is a breakup structure back below, and off this, the price action now slowly trying to bounce off that level, which is showing up that the market trend is remaining in this major direction of the flow where there is a higher area of value. And with this higher area of value, as the market trend is remaining in this major direction, which is showing up that the price action is bullish with a both crossover of 10 and 20 EMA, showing up that the market trend is bullish from the higher time frame. Another beautiful trading week. Yes, we are really I would say that one of the best weeks coming up. As past week, I'm sure that many of you were here. We opened quite a few trades. Now this week you want to take it to the next level. Okay, that's what we are looking at here. This week we want to take it to the next level so that we can maintain consistency. Okay, consistency is key, guys. This is what I always talking about, that always look at that consistency. Okay, when you're consistent, you are always on the go. Okay, so we are looking at here for another wave of bounce of this level. Okay, now as the market trend, if you look at that of this support here and also support here and of this support here, we are looking for another bounce back above this level. And with this breakout, as this is a key level of resistance that you can see along this area, that looking to see the market structure remaining here in this upside bias. Yep, thank you. Good morning. Good morning from UAE. Happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday. Yeah, Monday is the first trading day, and absolutely it's a big day for us to be able to trade. And this is what I'm looking at, the first trading day, as to trade with high probability on the first trading day. Now, with if you look at that, both 10 and 20 MA, the market slowly moving out of this and then pull back and maintaining that upside here. Good morning. Another, yep, thank you. Good morning, coach from UAE. There's a big candle for 5 minutes just now. Yep, we can see that slowly the market is trying to break its momentum back to the upside here. So this is that you can see the market trend here from the lower time frame, especially I'm looking at the 4-hour, and the previous session shows, as we discussed, that the price tested this lower shadow of this zone, and after retesting of this lower shadow of this level here from both 10 and 20 EMA, the market has created a bullish engulfer followed by a narrow doji from the intraday, followed by the price action now having another wave of breakout here in this area, which is showing up that XAUUSD eventually maintaining its uptrending market structure. Okay, so with this uptrending market structure, the price action here to break and possibly to cross this high and then to create a new higher high here in this market. Now, going to the lower time frame on the 15-minute chart, that especially the lower time frame price is very important for us to be able to look for an entry. Now, always look for the clean move. That is where the real secret lies, guys. This is very important. Always look for the clean move. Okay, so if you look at the clean move, this is where you need to look for that what is lies beneath or behind. So here is, you can see that there is a clean move to the upside here, and with this clean move that along this area, okay, and now I'm looking at specifically this zone here. So this breakout that you can see here along this area, with this breakout, this is a clean impulsive move back to the upside. This is a bullish breakout that you can see here in this area, and because it's a bullish breakout, this breakout is a key area that we are looking for entry here in this market. Now, as with this bullish breakout, okay, now if you look at that along the way, few zone that we can compare for an entry. This zone that you can see, it's a one single breakout, one single move to the upside, followed by this pullback with a sideways consolidation, right? So the technically we are seeing that it's an uptrend. Trading is easy. I know that if you go to trade, then you find it difficult. It happens to me as well. But the reason is we need to pick the right information. And that's what this live session definitely is going to help you. Either you are trading crypto, you are trading gold, you are trading, that anything that is tradable, all has the same technical confluence. The market obeys, like wherever you go, okay, the law of gravity works always, right? Except in the black hole. So except, you are not going to the other planet. The gravity is everywhere, right? Unless you are not going to the space. So similarly, the market has, whatever market you are trading, the same price action, because human are trading the charts candles created from trading. So therefore the market print the same kind of price action, same kind of market structure, except, okay, look at that, except to the fact that who is looking at what information. That make a big difference. Okay, now if you look at this zone here, that we are looking at now specifically this breakout here. It's a one single move to the upside of this level. And it is one single move to the upside of this level, which is showing up that XAUUSD to maintain its upside bias. There is you can see that there is a flag pattern along this area. Okay, so with this flag pattern, the market structure usually to break back to the upside, and also there is a few false breakout that you can see along this zone, and that false breakout shows that gold is to be maintaining an uptrending market structure where there is a stronger breakout, pullback, sideways movement showing up that XAUUSD eventually to go back again to create a higher high. So from the technical analysis that I'm looking at on gold to be upside here. Now along with gold, if we look at on with the other instrument, we will see that we'll go one by one. Some other instrument that we will be also looking for entry. In the meantime, also I would like to look at the sentiment. It's a big part of trading as the market moves based on the sentiment. Okay. Now let's look at what is happening with in terms of the sentiment aspect in the market. Okay. So here is that on this week from the data perspective. Today there are some news being here, and if you look at FOMC, so we will be looking at, I think there isn't significant dollar news this week, some CAD news, GBP and AUD, so all of them will have some influence in the market. In terms of the data, there isn't any significant news that we can see here at the moment, so I will be mostly looking at the current geopolitical sentiment. Okay, so where is that on geopolitical sentiment, where things are heading is very important. Okay, so Iranian foreign ministry, that we will be looking to see some what the current sentiment developing and how we can also interpret the oil price and also the gold price for this upcoming market movement. Okay, so you see that there is a recent news has come out from that on Iranian foreign ministry ongoing communications with Qatar, which is playing an influential role in the escalating effort. Iranian foreign ministry ongoing communications with Qatar, which is playing an influential role in the escalation effort. Okay, so this is a de-escalation effort, and let's say that what else going on, and then we will be looking at also the WTA price and other prices here. US-Iran MOU is set to expire. What to know? Okay, so this is I think is important news. There isn't any leveling, because if MOU is set to expire, then things almost going back to the previous place, right? So there has to have something again, right? Which is, I think, a very important point in terms of this war, and we will be also looking at how we can implement in our trade analysis. Interest rate dilemma for central banks as inflation rises but growth slows. Okay, so this is from Fed, and which is an important point to look at. Inflation rates have been falling across the industrialized world. Fears that the Middle East war will rise oil prices. Means central banks are sitting on their hands when they should be rising interest rates. Okay, so Fed's internal rate debate faces new scrutiny. Okay, I think it's not a concern here. And yeah, so mostly what I would look at here, there are two factors, that MOU is getting expired, and also so let's see that how the oil price is doing, and then we will be looking at, we'll be assessing the sentiment, because you can't go to each trade and ask them, right, that what they are thinking about the market. So this is, we can interpret from the latest breaking news to understand that where um, the overall emotion as well as the sentiment is residing. So if you look at the daily here, so if you look at also a bigger picture from the monthly, that this is the monthly price action, weekly price action here, that's, you can see there is a weekly price action breakout of this, and the daily market structure, which is showing up that there is a daily narrow candlestick pattern here along this area. So from the WTI, after break of this high, it's trying to create a downward pressure in this area on WTI. The prices crossed this high and created a large bearish engulfer that you can see here along this area. And that said, if you look at this, after break of this high created that bearish engulfer, this is, the market has shown stronger bearish move of this level on oil, so that might create some downward momentum here. So from that perspective, that I would say, from dollar index, from oil, and also from sentiment, gold is likely to be showing an upside bias here. So that said, now the entry, okay, so you found the directional bias. It's just the half of the story, right? We need to know the directional bias here, where things are going, and the directional bias is very important to look at. This is what we can see here on, from the directional bias perspective here on gold, okay, and which is showing up that the resistance here from this, the key resistance line, the price has tested the support and bounced off that level, okay. Now with this movement that you can see here, that the market structure maintaining its momentum back to the upside. Now the price is at the level of this resistance. From the lower time frame, we have seen the breakout. There's a narrow zone that you can see here along this area, that breaking below here can create an upward bias. So therefore this lower time frame move, that any pullback below is our buy zone. Okay, this is what looking to see here in the market. Let me know what's your bias here on gold and also other instrument here. Okay, we see that some kind of lower time frame pullback here, and that's what looking to see for us to be able to look for an entry. And if you look at it's one form of cup and handle pattern is being formed, and that can trigger that upside bias here in this market, and this is what we are looking at for this entry opportunity in this market. Okay, we are seeing some break below. Yes. Let's look at here. um okay, I think we will go much below before any new high. uh yes, I think so. Much below means that break of this structure, because the market is not coming from creating a higher high. So if you look at that, the market is coming from this equal high, double top, right? So it didn't reach here yet. So if the market is coming off the higher high, that means from here, that could be coming back below here. So the market is coming from still from halfway to that level. So that can trigger that market to come further below here. Okay, so you can see that it can come below to this order block, and this is what I'm because you can see that it's maintaining still, and after a breakout, pullback, a breakout, pullback. So that usually likely to continue. However, we want to see that the market has had a significant breakout before it bounce off that level. Okay, thank you. Okay, no, I mean on a higher time frame. We make lower low below. Yeah, higher time frame. Daily. Still, I think 43. You mean that 4330? 4330. For me today, what I think that the market might not break daily low. To come to 4300, it has to come back to previous daily low. It can happen, but the market structure looks to me from my experience that what I see is bullish. So that means, I would like to delete all those levels again. You can put it back. So you can see here, this is the current market structure that you can see, right? Now, what is the specialty in this market structure? See, some smaller info can give you bigger understanding of the market structure. So the specialty in this market is that, firstly, what I look at here, 4411. 4411 is almost there. Yeah, we could see that 4411. So the specialty in this market structure is that it had a very strong breakout. So you can see that here, this is the first impulse of breakout, and then it has another impulse of breakout here. Okay, so two key impulse here that you can see in this area. And on Friday's move that you can see here along this area, Friday's move is showing up that there is a rejection. And secondly, it's a newly developed fresh market trend upside. Okay, so that shows that the momentum can be higher here. And also, if you look at that here, this is the support where the market has broken back below and reacted to the upside. So let's wait to see. We can't say with 100% certainty. It's all about the probability. Therefore, at the moment, as we are a lower time frame trader, looking forward to break from this structure and then to look for that buy entry here along this area. So this is a dynamic support level that you can see here. All right. Thank you. Trend line, yep. Yeah, so you can see that break below. We'll be back. Okay, you can see that there is a break of structure as after a long doji formation here. And from the, now let's look at the 4 hours. You guys, if you guys look at, let's delete again the levels. The market changes the structure a little bit here, and coming to this, the level that I'm looking to see possible entry, it's on the intraday support, and I'm planning for potential entry. If we see that the 1 hour price action, just new candle open here, and coming off that can create this entry pressure. Okay, so this is today's high. So daily high and low are important for us to look for the entry. So if you look at that, this is the daily low, daily support, and also this is the daily high. So along this zone here with this daily low and daily high is what we are looking for this entry in this market. So this is some of the zone that we are looking for an entry opportunity here in those areas. Thank you. And with that movement that you can see of this, with a series of lower high, okay, with a series of lower high here, the market structure can break that low and can eventually come further down back below in this area. So that said, looking forward to see the market to break that support line, break that trend line, and we can look at entry opportunity here as soon as we can see the suitable confluence. The price has just tested this order block here, and so this is the recent high. So if you look at here, this is the 15 minutes, and the market tested this support here of this. So we might be seeing a possible trade setup here. So I'm looking at entry. I'm looking at buy entry with this setup, and I'll be explaining full in-depth the logic. Okay, so I opened buy here, and the market start to move up, and we can look at taking profit along the way. If we see successful move back to the upside, this is a buy entry. First trade that we have entered for today. Our previous trade now. So you're looking at here for this move back to the upside. Open that buy entry for the market to, because you see that this is an order block, lower time frame order block on the 1 minute, and potentially to go back to the next order block here at this level or even breaking higher. So I've opened the trade, and if we see successful move back here around 100 pip, we can take the partial, and then we can let the half running for the we'll see that where it heading, and based on that we can look at entry opportunity in this market here. Okay, we can see some upward bullish market structure is on here at this level, and with this bullish market structure, looking forward to see the price action to break and possibly to go ahead and creating a new higher high here. Okay, getting some upward momentum here. I'm running in some um, so a few accounts to open. I think we can go to daily open. Okay, so at the moment, if you look at this price level here, showing up that there is still an uptrending market structure. Okay, now usually trend continuation is what we can expect to happen. Okay, so if you look at that, the trend continuation is what we are looking at to happen here. Look at that here, and therefore with this breakout, looking forward to see the market trend to continue and possibly to create a new higher high here in this area. Now, of course, we want to see that followed by another strong rejection in this market. Okay, here showing up some upside momentum. Okay, Guys, we are running some level of smaller move, but I'm still waiting for the potentially um, considerable move, so that you can take here above this level. For stop loss here for this trade is around 110 pip. Okay, now if the market breaks out of that, then it can go to around, so 80 to 90 pip level can be a good zone that you can look for, half profit taking. That's what my plan is. But if you want to see the market is going up for another breakout, share your feedback. What's your bias and what do you think that? Okay, I think we can go to daily open. Okay, um it might go move little more here before it goes to the daily low. The reason is it didn't cross this high here, right? And there was quite a few false breakout here. This is a very visible inverted head and shoulder, right? Which still hasn't played out. So we are trading the trend. The only thing can happen is that it can break below and still can go back to the upside. Because see this zone here. And once you see this zone, you'll be able to see how the market moves. You can see that there is an inverted head and shoulder. And with this inverted head and shoulder, there is a breakout. And after the breakout, we can see there is another breakout structure here. So it is still maintain the trend, which drives the market back to create a higher high, right? So the higher high we can see crossing 4411 and then beyond. So the momentum, the fuel in the market is still back to the upside here. Thank you for joining. Okay, so along this area that you can see in this zone, this is a narrow consolidation pattern, which are looking to see that moving back upside here. It's okay having a potential rejection here. Okay, so we see some consolidation. Expecting was to break to the upside. You can see the market slowly started to break below here. 30 minutes closed. And now the next one, we have a gap here. Going to see some break along this area. Okay, so with 30 minutes closed, there is long wick followed by another rejection here. They're looking forward to see it might retest again the low, and that can create. Okay, price has created low resistance liquidity downside. Good day. Are you in a trade already? Yes, we are on a buy trade on XAUUSD. Looking forward to see possible upside bias. I'll be happy to buy once this liquidity has been created. With the volume, I'm not convinced as yet to of the buy. Okay, so no, there is a session, London session volume already there. If you look at the comparatively the previous sessions, price section and this session, the market shows quite larger candlestick pattern. which is a sign of the market volatility. So the London session volume is there already. Now, so there is a series of higher low here. Can create an upside buying pressure along this area. Okay, we are seeing some move up after break of this low, which is taking us towards our profit zone again. I'm looking forward to see that the market to have that bounce. Now this price action is important. If we look at the 1 hour, now the 1 hour candle closing even as a narrow red candle is also can trigger upside move here. Now this 15 minutes candlestick pattern is crucial to look at. If you look at this 15 minutes here, you can see the market tested this 20 EMA and getting potential reaction of that 15 minutes price action. So there is few breakout now. It's approaching the previous 1 hour low. We have a significant gap along this area, and 4 hour chart, 4 hour support is here. From this intraday support, looking for the market to have that reaction back to the upside here. So breaking the session's low also can create a trigger of liquidity. If we see that here it's getting rejection, I will be adding a position for another bounce back to the upside. Because if you look at here, this is a one single move, back to back two large drop here to this 4 hour support can significantly create an upside buying pressure. Okay, so let's wait to see what kind of market structure it creates. Okay, all right, so you can see that two larger move when usually like this back to back 2-3 larger move happens, the market grabs like a big liquidity for a flight again back to the in the direction of the trend. So this was in an uptrend, back to back two large move. Or I think that if you see the 4 hour low of this can create a bullish momentum back here in this area. And I'm looking for that movement here. Thank you. And I will be happy to open. If we see the rejection strongly here, we can add another small position along the way. Even it can go back to our the previous trade entry can bring potential additional profit for us. So you can see that from this support, this is the 4 hour support, is carrying initial rejection of this here. That's important to look at. Okay, so it's almost to the intraday support, and so you had 110 pip here. So there is a gap here, fair value gap. Okay, just just below the previous session's low here, and that's a very critical point now for the market to below the 4 hour support here, which is almost nearly there. So if you look at that, the price is at 4392, around this level here, and very unusual drop, entirely broken back below to the support. And I think that this could be another zone that the market might bounce off this level. So here with this as the market on the support, here I'm looking for, if you see that strong bullish confluence again of this, that we will be I will be adding position again with breakout if we see that upside momentum here in this market. And that's very important to look at, to see that where it is heading. Now if the market reverse, you'll see confluence here. Okay, so with this support, of this support, there is a higher potential for an initial breakout. So if you look at this, is the 1 hour price action, which is almost candle close in 2 minutes time. Okay, we're getting upside here. And if you look at the before this 1 hour close, as there has been a downside pressure, we were to see the price to go again back to this resistance level. So you could see some reaction from the buyers here along this area. And Welcome. Okay, holding on to that for we are on the halfway for um for another breakout. Okay. So here along this area that there is a breakout and you're looking to see market structure to maintain its upward momentum. And if we see that there is another breakout that can go back again to the upside, and as I mentioned earlier, there is an inverted head and shoulder back to back two long break that what I think the price might have grabbed that liquidity. Now here at this level, as we are running one trade, yeah, let's keep that running in for bouncing off this level, potentially to go back to the key resistance line. Okay, just have entered into near to our entry that has reached that. Now we want to see that potentially bouncing off this for possible some profit target, for taking some partial profit. Want to see that having back to the upside. I will not be closing the fully. If we see that successfully breaking out here, we can take partial and can keep the rest running. There's a rejection, which is potentially a bounce off that can happen. Okay, guys. So we are running now. I'm running a small amount of profit and looking forward to see to go again to create a new higher high. Excited to take our first profit. Need to push high a little bit, and that can give us potentially our first profit target hit for the day. I mean that partial. If we bounce off to this level, Okay, so we might see a potential another pushback. They're expecting if it goes up for another pushback here. 4404 could be a zone that we can look for our TP1 to take. Oh, there's a rejection, but I think that might create new trading opportunity here along this area. Okay, so we are near our entry point, and we're still running this trade for potentially another new higher high. As you can see, the price action shows here is still possible for creating new higher high, though from the entry it's trying to reject here a little bit, but I think that the market structure is still to maintain potentially uptrending market structure here along this zone. And here my plan at 4403. So if you look at 4403 is what my plan to take our half profit if the market successfully bounce off this level with nearly to 60p profit target to reach there, and then to around this zone to take our TP1. So we look at that if the market successfully goes up, and once you can see the market has gone back there, take TP1. We'll be taking the TP1 and then we'll keep the rest running for potentially to TP2. However, we want to see that the market is getting the rejection above this level. So I'm running this trade, still haven't closed anything. And as you can see, I'm coming on live twice each day for London as well as NY session. So this is our first London session trade that we have opened, and I'm still running this trade. The same stop loss here, same if you look at that. This is my partial profit level. That means that once the market successfully reach there, we'll be taking around the zone, not exactly 50% profit. The rest of the 50% we will be keeping it running for the full upside or coming down. So if the market even goes higher above this zone here, we will be moving the stop loss at entry. Okay, so that's how you can make the trade risk free here in this area. So that said, if you look at traders, this is an incredible trading session, first trading day, and we are at near our entry. So this is also, I'm expecting it to be another successful trade entry. And if you guys are with me, definitely we can make another big trading week like we did in the past. All right, so that's it. Let's begin expecting another big trading week, and I believe you guys also believe in the same. So make sure that you stay connected by subscribing to the channel. If you haven't done yet, make sure you also press the notification bell so you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. That's it. Thanks for joining here, and I'll see you after a short break for our New York session live trading coming up shortly. Thank you. We'll speak soon.